The night my father made my mother kneel in the rain till morning, I realized what real fear felt like. I was 12 when it happened. People in our village used to say my father had two faces, one for the world and one for the house. Outside, he smiled and greeted everyone. Inside, he was a storm. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He just liked control. My mother used to be full of life. She sang when she cooked and danced when it rained, but after years with him, her laughter turned into silence. She always looked like someone walking on thin ice, careful not to make a sound. That night started with something small. Dinner was late. He came home, threw his bag down, and asked, "Where is my food?" My mother said it was almost ready. That was enough to set him off. He pushed the pot off the fire and told her she was lazy. He shouted that she was trying to embarrass him. He told her to kneel outside, in the rain that had just started falling. I tried to beg for her. He looked at me and said, "Go inside before I teach you the same lesson." I still remember the sound of the rain hitting the roof. I remember my mother's soft crying outside, and I remember my father sitting on a chair by the window, watching her through the night like it was nothing. When the rain stopped around dawn, she was still there, shaking, wet, and quiet. That morning, he acted like nothing happened. He even greeted the neighbors with a smile. That was his way, hurt in private, charm in public. Days turned into weeks, and my mother grew weaker. She stopped eating much. She avoided people. She didn't even look him in the eye anymore. I used to wonder why she didn't leave. Once I asked her quietly, "Mama, why do you stay?" She said, "Because if I leave, he will find me, and he will find you." I never forgot that. One afternoon, my father came home early and didn't see me outside. He thought I went to play when I was actually helping a neighbor carry firewood. When I returned, I saw him holding my mother by her arm. She had a small cut on her forehead. He shouted that she was teaching me bad habits. He said, "You will see what happens when you try to turn my son against me." That was the last time I saw her alive. They said she fell while fetching water near the well, but I know she didn't. Nobody falls with bruises on their neck. I wanted to tell someone, but who would believe a child? My father cried loudly at her burial, saying, "She was my world." People praised him for being a strong man. Years passed. I grew up, left home, and never went back. But sometimes when it rains at night, I hear it again. The sound of water hitting the roof, and my mother's soft crying. And every time I see a man smiling too wide in public, I remember my father. The man who beat the rain, but couldn't beat his own darkness. Check my page for part 2.